when I was studying in my MBA, that was a long time ago, 1983-84, and I came across with this financial management course, and I started to read the textbook. The first thing I came across, it said, the purpose of any business organization is to maximize the wealth of shareholders. 1984, and I'm a young student doing my MBA. Purpose of every and any business organization is to maximize the wealth of shareholders. How does it sound? It did not sit well in my mind. It sounded very selfish. I mean, there are few shareholders, and all the employees, all the customers, all the suppliers, everyone else is trying to maximize the wealth of shareholders. So I really had to struggle with that. Well, over the period of time, the companies were smart to change the wording and calling create shareholders value. Fact remains the same. It's really about growing money for shareholders. Even today, that's true. So it was a little crude language, maximize the wealth, fancy words, creating shareholders, and we hear a lot about shareholders value creation. Fact remains that we'll talk about the business model, that it's really the owners of the company or the shareholders who have invested their money, and other stakeholders, you can call them stakeholders, and they are there for the main purpose of creating shareholders value or maximizing their wealth. What the companies learned additionally, that creating shareholders value is not possible unless you create customers value. So that was the level of maturity in the last 25 years where the good companies have gone through. So in 80s or 70s, it was a crude model. The crude model was that if you have the capital, if you have the money, you can invest into plant and capacity. If you have the capacity, you can make a product, you can sell it. That was the business model, 60s, 70s, worked very well. So capital was the main thing, and that is why shareholders become very important. Shareholders had the capital, they brought the capital in the business, they invested, and then grow money. It became difficult after 70s and 80s, more competition and things change. And especially in the last 10, 15 years, the world has completely changed. So they understood that creating share value is not possible until you create customers value, because it is the customer stakeholders who make it possible. Without customer, you cannot grow the wealth of shareholders or create value. And to create customer value, what you need? You need products or services, number one, because that is what the customers are there. But you also need other things. You need technology, which has become very critical, very important in the last 15, 20 years. And then the most important thing, which still many companies forget, is the talented employees, talent. If you don't have the talent, you cannot use the technology. And if you cannot use the technology, you cannot make the good quality product and services.